What is up, everybody? Happy Pick'em Show Day. What is that, Wednesday? Thanks for joining us, you know what I mean? This is the Ramage Show, and we're going to talk about some NFL games today. We're going to pick all games in the NFL. We can talk some Packers, maybe hit up the chat a little bit. We got one chat already in here. Go Pack Go. The Bears still suck since 1985. You know what I mean? Appreciate that comment. But before we get into this, start picking all the games for the Pick'em Show. Go through like the rankings a little bit. But I want to give a shout out to the sponsors of the show. Talking about Kwik Trip, they got themselves a bake sale going on right now. You know what I mean? Go check out the bakery department. They got brownies. They got donuts. You can buy whole trays of stuff like brownies and different type of stuff. So go check out Kwik Trip Bakery, the bake sale, and Nicolet Law. You know what I mean? If you're injured and the insurance company's being flaky, you're missing work, you need some help, check out Nicolet Law. If you need some guidance and maybe help you in the lawyer stuff, you know what I mean? But I'll shout out to Nicolet Law. I will see Russ tomorrow, actually. But so let's get to some comments over here. Then we're gonna pick some games for today. What is up, Erica? How you doing today? What's up, Matt? Here is a Colby Wooden appreciation post. All right. I like it. And then Erica says, I think Jordan Love is going to have an epic game in Pittsburgh. We're going to talk about that game and more during this Pick'em show right here. But let's get right to it. Let's just jump into it, Vinny. You ready?
I am ready.
All right, let's go with the first game. Thursday Night Football. I will not be live tomorrow night because I'm going to be going to Milwaukee tomorrow, and I wasn't sure I was going to be back in time, so we just took the day off. But this is going to be a good game. Vikings heading over to Charger land in Los Angeles. I always want to say San Diego Chargers still, but 84% of the CBS land thinks the Chargers are going to win this game. You know, Vikings are sitting at 3-3, bottom of the NFC North. I'm not going to go through all the stats on this. I think the Chargers are going to win this game, and I would love for the Chargers to win this game because the Chargers winning this game, I feel like could really just stomp out the Vikings. Just put all the hopes and dreams aside. You know what I mean? Let them understand what their season's going to be. You know, get them to 3-4 and really make them regret life. You know what I mean? So that's my thoughts on the old Vikings over here. What's going on? What was that sound? All right, let's keep it moving over here. We're going to go Dolphins. Dolphins are an absolute mess. They are taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons 3-3. This is a game I don't really care too much about. I think the Falcons are going to win. 98% of the world, CBS land thinks Falcons are going to win. The Dolphins are a horrible team, and like you don't know like when coaches are going to start getting fired. Like when do they just start gutting that team? You know what I mean? Well, we got the Dolphin sound effect over here, but so. The Dolphins are absolutely horrible. They're one of the worst teams in the league, maybe the worst teams. Who knows? We'll find out. But, the Falcons win that one. All right, so here's a game we care about a little bit. You know what I mean? We got the Chicago Bears at the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are 1-5, looking rough. I saw somewhere that Lamar Jackson is practicing. So I don't know if that means that he'll play. He's been injured. They had a bye week. So Lamar Jackson list, Baltimore Ravens, turns out not very good. Not a good football team with Lamar Jackson. I think that they were struggling maybe a little bit before that too. The Bears, though, are sitting, they're in like the best position they've been in years. 4-2. No, wait. Yeah, 4-2. 53% of CBS land thinks the Bears are going to win. So they're not really locked in on it. I think people still are a little skeptical about the Bears. I picked the Ravens in this game. I think the Bears need to come back to reality. It would be beautiful if Lamar Jackson played. I tend to think he's not gonna. I really don't have any information. I wasn't even paying attention over on Twitter or whatever. But I just saw that he's gonna be practicing. But I would be doubtful that he plays. But what do I know? You know what I mean? But if he plays, I think it's a lock.
There is a special report out of ESPN, Matt, about this game. Here, this is the report.
The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. Still suck. The Bears still suck.
I don't dance sober.
Really suck. Yes, the Bears still
But yeah, absolutely. Bears still stuck. I would like to see them come back to reality. Crash and burn. They're 4-2. They're feeling good. They beat the Saints. But yeah, the Harp says the Vikings are going to get their booty kicked. I really hope so on Thursday Night Football. But all right, here we go. Let's keep her moving over here. You know what I mean? We have ourselves the Bills taking on the Carolina Panthers. The Bills are 4-2. 95% of CBS land thinks the Bills are going to win this thing. Yeah, I don't think that this is going to be a question. I mean, Panthers are 4-3. They're like not the Panthers of old, but I still think the Bills are gonna kill them. I think the Bills are hot. I think the Bills have a lot to prove, and I think they're fired up. You know what I mean? So there we go. I think the Bills are going to win that game. That's my expert opinion. You know what I mean? Let's keep it moving over here. The Jets, 0-7. The Jets are 0-7. This might be like a historically bad football team. And what's his face over from Detroit went over there. He's the coach. They didn't want Aaron Rodgers. They said, nope, don't need you. But they're 0-7. This is a bad football team. They're playing the Bengals, who are 3-4. 96% of CBS land think the Bengals are going to win. I don't know who would think the Jets could win this game. Maybe a few New York fans. But there's not even New York fans are picking the Bengals because 4%. You know what I mean? I think that'd be higher if all New York fans were picking the Jets. But yeah, absolutely. I think the Jets are probably going to get rocked. It's probably going to be a really bad game. All right, so let's get to some comments here. We're coming back to the tap. Don't you worry about it. You know what I mean? We're going to find out who are we talking about there. Oh, is that the Vikings? I don't know, but here we go. Let's get her moving. Who do we have next? What team was that? All right, we're on the 49ers. I'm all over the place. I just woke up. I took a nap, kind of slept in, so I apologize. But the 49ers, 5-2, are taking on the Houston Texans, 2-4. Houston Texans, I think they had like a little streak going over there, didn't they? Because they started off rough. I'm gonna check that out. So their last 5 games are 2-3. So that's not very impressive at all. So you know what I mean? That's not what you want right there. But the Texans are not good. The Niners are playing good. The Niners are playing good without their quarterback. They're 5-2. They're gonna win that game. I don't know that game will be particularly competitive. What do you think, Vinny? You got any thoughts on any of these games? We're just flying through them. Like, you know what I mean?
I don't think the Texans really have a shot in this one. 49ers in this one, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. They are.
The Texans' offense is kind of non-existent. So
yeah, and they, like I said, that those 2 wins, and then people started feeling good about them. I mean, people were talking about them a little bit, and like even though because like wasn't locked in on the Texans, but I hear people talking about them after those 2 wins. I'm like, oh, they must be doing pretty good. They're looking like, oh, they're not doing that at all. And I've seen some games, some highlights of C.D. Stroud was struggling. So yeah, I remember back in the day they were saying that he was better than Jordan Love. Turns out not the case, you know what I mean? Not the case at all. All right, so let's keep moving over here. We got the Browns taking on the New England Patriots. Browns sitting at 2-5, taking on the Patriots at 5-2. I have the Patriots running back in my fantasy team, the Stevenson. He does pretty good. So the Patriots, the last 5 games are 4-1. The power rank, they're 9th in CBS power ranking. So the Patriots are really getting after. They kind of rebuilt that thing over there because, you know, after everyone left, Brady left, Belichick left. I mean, even before Belichick left, that team fell apart. I think they were like in cap misery. So Patriots are kind of bouncing back, and they're doing some stuff right here. I think the Patriots are going to win that game. What do you think, Vinny?
They are really kind of one of those surprise teams this year. Yeah, I think they're playing at home. They're on a roll. Cleveland, like I said, their defense is okay, but their offense is not good. Yeah, Patriots win this one, in my opinion. Yeah,
they're all.
But I don't think it's going to be a blowout, though. It's Cleveland's defense will keep it close, but Patriots, I think, will edge this one.
Yeah, because the Browns, total yards on defense are they're first, passing yards are 4th, rushing yards are 4th, points are 13th. But yeah, that's a good defense. That's not a defense. Hopefully, they're able to run the ball a little bit on them because. I got their running back, you know what I mean, in my fantasy team. But so here we go. Now we got the Giants sitting at 2-5, taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. They won that game last time, right? Eagles sitting at 5-2. This is a good game. We live streamed that last game, right?
Yeah, that was a Dart really came out and played well.
Yeah. Dart looked he was fun to watch. Like that was a cool game. But I don't think they're gonna do it again. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are gonna smack the crap out of them. And ain't no hate like to the Giants because I'm gonna be in that stadium soon next month. But I'm just saying is that the Eagles, the way that happened, like they're gonna be fired up. You know, whenever you lose a division game, especially against a team that you think you shouldn't. You know, the Eagles obviously are top of the league, and they're gonna go in there swinging, dude. They're gonna be absolutely swinging. Packers said Eagles by 7. He thinks it's gonna be a closer. I think the Eagles are gonna be fired up. And if the Giants can't keep it close, I think that means the Giants they kind of got something. You know, they're figuring some stuff out because they're gonna be. You know, I just expect the Eagles. You know, they're already fired up. They're already a physical kind of punch in the face type team. So I think they're gonna be upset in that last game.
This is gonna be the Giants coach in the game. Right here.
Oh, okay.
He was fired up last time when Russell Wilson came into that one play because Dart got hurt, and now he started going and the medical team started yelling at him. Come on, get him back out here. But all right, here we go. Let's keep it moving. All right, so now we're moving on to 3:00 games on Sunday. The Bucks 5-2 taking on the New Orleans Saints, who are 1-6. The Saints just lost to the Bears pretty convincingly. The Saints are not a good football team. They're horrible, in fact. 98% CBS Land thinks the Bucks are going to win. The Bucks, you know, sitting at 5-2, they're a good football team. They didn't play good against the Lions, and I don't know what was going on there. Their offense really didn't show up. Baker Mayfield, like the Lions' secondary was like all injured, but the Bucks' offense still couldn't get it going. I expect them to bounce that back, and I think the Bucks are a good football team. They're good offense, but they did not play that way though against the Lions, which kind of irritates me. But it is what it is. So I think the Bucks are gonna beat the crap out of them. I think that could be like a 40-point win. Let's see what. It's a 4-point spread. That's it. What's going on? 4-point spread. The Saints are horrible. They're like.
I think they're probably basing it off the last Bucks game because you're right though. The Bucks did not look good against the Lions at all.
Oh yeah, but like you got to expect like when teams play like that, they're going to be fired up. I mean, I think they did lose Mike Evans, so they got some injury situations. So that does change some stuff. That sucks for them, but yeah, I expect the Bucks to win. It might not be that big. Losing Mike Evans is going to be huge for them.
Wasn't Evans gone for the year now, right?
Yeah, I think I think it's a collarbone.
Yeah.
And that, from what I hear, is very painful. It's crazy when you hear like NFL players or athletes like break their collarbone, and like you see it on TV, and they look like they're in pain, but they're like, but like you know that if it was like a regular person, it's like a dramatic. You know, if I broke my collarbone, I can imagine I'm just gonna walk off like, all right, let's go get this fixed. You know, they're more angry that they're hurt.
I'm in danger.
You know what I mean? They're more angry that they're hurt than they're in like the pain because they can handle pain. You know, they're manly men. You know what I mean? All right, so here we go. We're gonna keep her moving over here. We got the Dallas Cowboys sitting at 3-1. And they're taking on the Denver Broncos 5-2. All right, so 74% of the world in CBS land thinks the Broncos will win this game. Did you see this stuff with Sean Payton taking shots at Russell Wilson, and then Russell Wilson took shots back? And this is all on Twitter, so you probably didn't see this, Vinny.
No, I didn't see it.
But
no.
Sean Payton said something during a press conference, and people took it as disrespectful to Russell Wilson. So Russell Wilson went on Twitter and said, I guess Bountygate is still happening. We just do it through the media now. Because Sean Payton had that Bountygate, scandal.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So then, which Russell Wilson doesn't do that. He's not like a guy that he says anything negative about anyone, right? So then Sean Payton came back and was like, oh, I wasn't talking about him. But Sean Payton, he sucks. I don't care. But yeah, so we got the Cowboys Broncos over here. I am picking the Cowboys to win this game just because I hope the Broncos lose just because Sean Payton. I don't know. Screw him. You know what I mean? That's basically it. But the Cowboys, they're a team that they kind of pop up when they want to. Obviously tied to Packers. They're sitting at 3-1. I think that they get to win on the road. They're fighting. You know what I mean? I kind of like just. Screw the Broncos.
They're a flip a coin team. You don't know which one's going to show up. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but He says, Jay says, go Broncos. And the Broncos probably will win. There's a reason why I'm so far down on the picks. You know what I mean? Because I'll pick games because someone irritated me the week before. I'm like, screw that guy. So, I'm not picking your team to win now. Like I'm just trying to like he cares. Like, oh, we lost that. His confidence. All right, let's keep moving over here. Now we have a game that's going to be an absolute blow. You don't see 99%. Where all CBS land picks, all 99% pick the same team. But we have the Titans at 1-6 taking on the Indianapolis Colts in Indianapolis. Colts are 6-1. They're kind of like the talk of the NFL, the number one team, best record in football. And they're just absolutely killing it. And the Titans are doing kind of like the opposite of that. You know what I mean? They're not good. They're 1-6. But I think the Colts absolutely destroy them. But I want to take a look see how good the Colts actually are. The spread is 14 on this game. So, they're looking good right here. But I want to check out the Colts, what they're looking at. On offense, they're second in total yards, sixth in passing yards, seventh in rushing yards, and first in points. That's the thing right there. When you're first in points on offense, that's pretty good. And they're eighth on points on defense. I'm not going to go through the whole defense, but defense looks pretty good except for total yards and passing yards. So passing is like where you can kind of get at the Colts a little bit, apparently. You know what I mean? That's what coaches should do. Just look at that thing and be like, all right, we'll just pass the ball then. That's what it says there. Take the week off, boys. We got the game plan. No, but I think the Colts are probably going to slaughter them. But like a lot, you know what I mean? Like maybe 40. What do you think, Vinny? Like 40, 30? What are you thinking?
It's going to be a high-scoring game for the Colts. They're at home. They're energized. Like you said, the Titans, they're not a good team at all. In between coaches, it's not going to look good. Yeah, the Colts are just going to cream them.
All right. You know what I mean? All right, so there we go. Now we got the game that matters, Game of the hour. The game we're here to talk about, you know what I mean? We are talking about the Green Bay Packers, number one NFC. Green Bay Packers, you know what I mean? Taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers, sitting at 4-2. All right, so here we go. The Packers are favored to win this game by 3. The -3 is the spread over here. And let's take a little look at the Steelers. We know what the Packers have been doing. Last 5 games, Steelers are 3-2. CBS Power Ranking, they're 14th. Packers are 3rd in the CBS Power Ranking. So CBS Power Rankings, you know what I mean? They're not really showing the love for the Steelers over here. But let's check out like what the Steelers are. Offensively, 25th in total yards, 23rd in passing yards, 26th in rushing yards, and 11th in points. That's not overly impressive. The 11th in points, they're getting the points in. So that's what you want. And on defense, they're 28th in total yards, 32nd in passing yards, 17th in rushing yards, 18th in points. The Packers are pretty much middle of the field, on offense. Total yards, 14th, 10th in passing yards, 15th in rushing yards, 7th in points. And on defense, they're 6th in total yards, 17th in passing yards, 2nd in rushing yards, and 10th in points. So the Packers defense really getting after it. So let's go through this. I think the Packers are gonna win this game. It's battle of Aaron Rodgers. They're going to Pittsburgh. Too bad it wasn't at Lambeau. That'd have been a lot better. But I think the media is trying to kind of hype this up because they were asking Rodgers today about is it like revenge game and all that. I don't think that Rodgers has any animosity. Like he kind of said it today. He has no hate for the Packers. Obviously, there were some people in that organization that he wasn't vibing with at the end, but I don't think that there's any hate. I think most Packer fans, there ain't no real hate for Rodgers, but I think the Packers win. I think it's gonna be close, but I don't think the Steelers like the big bad boogeyman team that people make it out to be. Like it's gonna be like this massively hard game, but I don't think it's gonna be easy at all either. I think Rodgers is really good at getting around what the Packers do well. The Packers are good at the pass rush. And how do you beat a pass rush? You get rid of the ball quick. And Aaron Rodgers this season, I think he's number 1 in getting the ball out of his hands the quickest right here. But what are we looking at here? We got
right here, that first little one, that's the Steelers injury report is the small one, and the bigger one is the Packers on the right.
All right, so we're looking at the injury report here. I can't see them all real good, but Aaron Banks, limited participation, because that's the main thing to me is this offensive line. How healthy are they? Josh Jacobs, he's got a calf, obviously, same as last week. Limited participation. Xavier McKinney's on there. limited participation. Brandon McManus, I don't know what he did not participate, so maybe we're still gonna go with the substitute teacher. You know what I mean? Zach Tom limited participation, but and Van Ness, I don't know what's going on with him, but I don't think that's not looking good for him. Quay Walker's on there. Full participation though. So and Christian Watson, limited participation. He's the one. He's the one. Like you wonder, is he going to play? Are they going to try to get him to play? Is it even a thought in their head on their side? And then Wicks is on there too. He did not participate with the calf. Evan Williams back, limited. These are not good. But Wyatt did come back to practice. Limited participation. I saw that. They posted about that. I think that's a huge one. But that doesn't mean that he's going to play. They need to, get past some of the injuries. And, with the bye week, we're kind of hoping that was going to happen, but it just didn't. Jay says, Packers win in a nail biter. Iowa Joe in the building. The Packers injury report getting so long, they will soon be listing pro shop workers' injuries. Dude, their list is so long. Like, just the average Packers fan podcast is going to start being extended just to talk about them all. You know what I mean? What's up, Erica? I looked at the statement that was posted on Instagram for the Packers about Christian Watson, and he said that he wants to play Sunday night. So it'll be interesting. I don't think they're going to give you too much information. Maybe they will, but I feel like you won't know until Sunday. But if he wants to play and they're actually talking about it like that, I feel like there's a chance. And if Christian Watson plays, that would be huge. That would be a big part. He obviously is able to quick guy take the top off of defense, and they just have to respect it. Like when he runs those routes and he kind of opens up underneath stuff, can get other guys opportunities. Matthew Golden, everyone. Packer fans want that touchdown. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. The Packers the pass rush has to be there. But like I say, the secondary, I think, is what's going to be key. I mean, I always say offensive line, but the secondary is going to be key because Rodgers is going to get that ball out quick. That's what he does, and that's what he's number one in the league, I believe, this season. I think I've seen Peter Bukowski talk about that earlier in the week. So, and even if he's not, he's been known. He can get rid of that ball, and that's how you beat a pass rush. That's how you escape like a Micah Parsons. You know what I mean? So it should be interesting. I think it's gonna be a fun game. Sunday Night Football. We're gonna be live streaming this thing. You know what I mean? I took Monday off. Vinny, how you feeling about this game?
I think we have a very good shot at it, but it all comes down to we have to pressure Rodgers. That's the whole key to it right there.
Right up the middle, right up the old butthole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't mean that like that.
Yeah, you didn't mean it. It doesn't reflect anything in the show. No, but that's the whole key. We've got to throw Rodgers off because if there's one thing we know from having Rodgers with the Packers all those years, when he got rushed and thrown off his game, he didn't have a good game. When there was pressure on him, he did not have a good game. Unlike Favre. Remember, Favre got hit a few times. He'd pop up, laugh, and throw a touchdown,
Yeah,
Rodgers was the opposite.
At times, he's really good, against the blitz. He could destroy you. But if you get pressure right up the middle, I feel like. But Rodgers on the run, rolling out. Obviously he can't do that as much.
Yeah,
because he's a little bit older. But he could find guys. But being in the first year in a system is different than back in the days under Devontae.
But correct. But with his experience,
exactly.
With his experience,
he's got some good receivers over there. But
yeah. You give him time in the pocket with his experience, he's going to pick us apart.
Oh, yeah. Night. If he has time in the pocket, he's going to kill us. The secondary will not be able to hold. He will pick the Packers apart if they don't get consistent pressure. They can't let him. But I don't think he's going to be trying to hold the ball too long. You know what I mean? No. We got Ed the Diver in the building over here. He says, no shave November coming up soon, brother. You know what I mean? I haven't shaved in 3 years. This is how I look. I ain't a man.
Does not shaving affect his buoyancy when he dives at all, or?
I'm not sure, dude. You have to ask him.
Yeah, I wonder about that.
He's like a mermaid down there, you know what I mean? You ever watch that, that movie Splash?
Oh, that's him. That was based
Tom
on
Hanks
him.
movie in the 80s, She's a mermaid. I don't know why I brought that up. That was a good movie. That's my favorite movies back then.
That is a good
movie.
Anyways,
I think the Packers are going to win this thing. I think it's going to be a close one. This is a professional podcast right here. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. That's all right. All right.
But I think the Packers win. It's going to be a good one. Are we moving on over here? Here we go. We have the Washington Commanders and the Kansas City Chiefs over here, dude. This is Monday Night Football, right? This is because that was Sunday night.
This is Monday night.
Monday Night Football. Commanders 3-4. I think a good football team, but just don't really have it all together. They were missing Jaden Daniels a little bit. Chiefs are 4-3, and they seem to be back, dude. They seem to be like back to Chiefs ways. And I said that early in the season when they were losing, and everyone was like, "Oh, the Chiefs are down." And they, dude, don't bet against the Chiefs. Like those types of teams, like they don't just fall off. They don't just go away. Even like the Packers when they were like, on Rodgers' peak and all that. It didn't matter. Like get down, start slow. The RELAX. Like you can't count them out. You know what I mean? But this is a 12 and a half point spread for Kansas City over here. So I think everyone kind of thinks the Commanders are going to get whomped on this thing. But and I kind of tend to agree. On defense, dude, they are 21st in points. 27th in total yards. They're going to go through the whole thing, but not good on defense. So and the Chiefs offense. You know what I mean? We all know the Chiefs offense. So I think the Chiefs are going to absolutely steamroll those things. Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah, Merman. I didn't know a mermaid. I didn't know that there was like anyway.
Yeah,
I didn't.
mermaid.
All right, so here we go, Merman. All right, they don't have movies about merman. You know what I mean? Just dude out here just swimming. Anyways, people listening on the audio are like, "What's going on? What's he talking about?"
Hey, and not only that, your viewers are going to be happy because you're probably going to be dancing with Taylor again, and your viewers love that. They
Oh
loved
yeah,
it
yeah.
the first
We'll be
time,
live
yeah.
for that Monday Night Football. You know what I mean? People like when I live stream the Chiefs games. And I bet you when that game is played, Lion fans will still be crying about that loss to the Chiefs. You know what I mean? I'm convinced, dude. I saw people like crying about the Chiefs loss during the Lions Bucks game. I'm like, bro, you have a game going on right now. Why are you still talking about last week's game? Lion fans, dude. They drive me nuts. Their offense has opened up with Rashid Rice back. Yeah, dude, he helped me out. I think I had him on my prize picks. Well, I was so close in that one, but he's the one that kind of I wasn't sure about. But that offense is gonna absolutely light it up over here. Ed the Diver says dancing with Taylor. That was hilarious. You know what I mean? We might have to do that some more. That's your pick'em show right there, though. You know what I mean? We picked all the games in the NFL. I actually I took a nap earlier. I woke up like right before we started this thing, so if I'm a little off today, that is why. You know what I mean? You got to rest sometimes. But we're gonna have Friday night fun night, game night over here, 7:30 p.m. Central Time on Friday. So come hang out. We're gonna do some some trivia, and it's gonna be interactive with the audience. So come hang out. You can answer the questions. You can type in like codes or whatever.
Yeah, so they'll have a code or a
you
QR code or a code, and then you can answer the questions that'll pop up on your phone, tablet, whatever you're using. And as we play along, your name will pop up on the screen so you can see where you rank as far as answering the questions, and we'll see who's smart out there. And no Googling. Play fair.
Yeah, don't be cheating. You know what I mean? Don't go all Sean Payton on this thing. Yes, you were right. I'm right a lot. You know what I mean? I don't know what we're talking about, but I am right off. I'm actually not. But anyways, we're gonna wrap this thing up, Vinny. So those are your picks. Make sure you get your picks in before Thursday Night Football. We will not be live for Thursday Night Football. I'm going to Milwaukee. I'm gonna be doing a podcast. Nicolet Law, Midwest Legend, and you should check out Midwest Legend podcast. They had Charlie Barron's on there. They had the You Betcha guy, Ed the Diver. He was on there. They had Alex Werley. She's on there. I actually watched all of them. I didn't catch all Ed the Divers. I ain't gonna lie. That was the one that I didn't get back to yet. But we had they're great episodes. So go check them out. And I'm gonna be on that thing. You know what I mean? So and that probably I don't know if I can be as good as all of them, but we're gonna try. But Iowa Joe says I'm gonna do it like Tom Brady, cheat but blame someone else for why I cheated. Excuse me. Heading to bed. So have a good night, Matt. See you Friday. See you later, Jason. All right, we're gonna wrap this thing up too. I think I'm gonna do the same.
Hey, actually, real quick, Matt, before we go, let's take a look at the standings. Yeah,
I forgot about this. Yeah, we gotta do the standings first. All right, so first place, in the old Pick'em League, we got. Let me zoom this in a little bit. You know what I mean? Eyes ain't always function right. Matthew Warrens is in the first place, solo first place right now. So shout out to Matthew Warrens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's get a little round of applause there.
Here you go. Here. A little late, but there you go. There you go.
I don't have that screen on. I can't do it right now.
Okay. I got you.
And then we got half-eaten urinal cake, who knows ball. Half-eaten urinal cake really knows ball. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then we got is that Jodel
Montag.
All
Yeah.
right, hold on. Sorry.
I want to say it's Montag if I'm correct. Yeah.
And Nose Ball, Steven Zybel in second. That's the producer.
Yes.
So that's he knows ball.
Oh snap! It just went away for me. Hang on.
Just went away. But yeah, so those are your top dogs. I am way far away. Let's see if he's gonna bring that back. But
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, here we go. We are back. All right, hang with us.
Apparently, there's a timer. If you have it on so long, it drops off. I guess. Yeah.
Oh, all right. So then we got April in there. People are doing good over here. Hopefully you see a name. Brett Hansen, a name that we see a lot. Jesse West over there in fifth, tied. A big chunk tie for fifth. But let's take a look at where am I on this?
Okay, let's see.
Well,
we gotta
see
go.
where,
We gotta go
I
way
am on the
down.
old
We gotta go
pick'em
way down here. Oh, there's Philly Boy right there at 49.
Boy, he is 49th. And then shout to Susan right underneath him. We got Alex. All right, we see some names here.
Okay, we're going down. See, oh my God,
we're scrolling this thing. We playing Wheel of Fortune over here. Why are we still scrolling?
we're spinning the wheel. I guess it's like Price is Right.
I can't be
Getting
this
to the
far
bottom.
down.
Oh, you're no. Okay, let's see. No, you can't be that far. There you are, 114th. You're moving up in the
114th,
world.
I think that's the best spot I've been in.
Yeah, well, you're moving on up.
Yeah, I mean, I did pretty good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
114th, and that's why people don't watch this show because it's like, what does this guy know? Dude, if you pick the opposite of what I pick, you'd probably be in a better situation. But yeah, so those are
Okay.
your leaders, and Frosty, you did not make it. We're about to wrap this up, but shout out to Frosty, the snowman, popping in over here. But yeah, come. So there we go. Frosty, are you in the Pick'em League? That's the real question because I don't see your name. But we're gonna wrap this thing up. Remember, no Thursday night football, but we're back Friday for game
Yes.
night. Come hang out for game night, and we're out of here. Shout out to Frosty Snowman. Sorry, dude. Sorry. You know what I mean?